Hey y'all, John Gann here. It's Sunday morning, I think it's the 18th, the 19th of December. We're going to do a little experiment today. We went and bought us a new roll of wire. I didn't want to take one of our old rolls apart and redo it. I'd as soon had braided, but I can't get braided without ordering it. So I bought some of the turbo wire from Orslins, the Gallagher, which seems to be pretty good wire. It's not as good as the braided stuff, but we've got a few rolls here that we use on our really long runs. We got to go back and forth a few times, and it's been good. What we're going to do, we're running 3-strand fences right now. We've been doing a lot of watching and reading and looking, trying to figure out a way to run our 3 strands at one time on our cross fences. You see, we ain't got very far to go for our cross fences. We got a few spots when you get way up there in the back where we got some long runs, and I think we're still going to have enough wire, I hope. But we almost pulled the trigger and went and bought a couple of those Gallagher Smart fences. I really wanted to, but the reviews and stuff were kind of iffy on it. So I wasn't sure. And then a few more looking, and I seen where they could, I found some stuff. I'm trying to put them on the same reel. So we're going to try and do that. I was hoping to have the tripods up today so you just watch the whole process, but I think Tucker took it, he done something with it yesterday, and couldn't find it this morning. And he was still sleeping when I left the house, so I wasn't going to wake him up just to ask where the tripod was. So we're going to do the best that we can. So what we're fixing to do, sorry I'm trying to get my glove back on. What we're fixing to do here is, we're going to reel out to 430 feet. That will give us 3 equal runs, or pretty close equal runs, according to how long our wire is here. We've got this little wheeler, and we can run it out with the check. We just got the spool sitting on the buggy back there on top of another roll we're reeling it out with. So we're just going to take this down. Keep an eye on our measure. I was wanting to do it back where the sheep were, where it was ate down a lot more, but the little turds wouldn't stay away from me, so there wasn't a way I could get the wire reeled out without them getting all tangled up in it. Looks like we're sitting at about 130 feet right now, so we got a ways to go to get down here all the way. It's going to be a little bit more of a pain in the butt, but I guess it'll be okay. No big deal. We brought us a post and the hammer so we can have this place in here to tie off to. I seen a deal where they were putting them on the regular geared reels and taking some zip ties and making a divider so each had its own little area to run out on the guide. I thought about doing that. I looked while I was at Orslins. They got the Gallagher reels. They were really big and bulky. I didn't really like them that much. So now we're sitting at 335 feet. Got just a little ways more to go. So I was going to just buy a new reel and just do it all in one go and see how it worked out. I mean, we're going to need a new reel one of these days anyways. Which I really prefer the extension cord reels myself. I have so much trouble with the reels. I can't keep them from when we're spooling wire back off. They just get wadded up all the time. So I find it easier to just use a extension cord reel, especially on these short runs like we're doing here. When we get out to the cattle farm, I'm sure it'll be a little bit different because we'll have bigger runs out there. It'll make a big difference on stuff. But for the time being, here with the sheep, I find this the best method. See, there's our buggy. Our wires kind of went sideways a little bit, but up there where we're at. So this will be how long we can go on a subdivision run. And we got a few spots that sometimes require more. If that's the case, I might get some more of this stuff and put a little bit longer run on a extension cord reel because it holds quite a bit of the turbo wire. So what we's doing, I went down there, I went 435 feet, which is about with this roll divided by 3 comes out to 437. We'll leave a little bit extra so we have room on the ends. I was trying to get a spot so we get 3 equal runs down there. But then we can run them all back. We can reel it all back up at the same time and have our wire on there. So we got all 3 strands on that end cut and tied to one handle. Now I gotta do right here's our last run. Gotta hook it up to this 3 wires here. There's a little extra left on the spool. I figured there may have been, but I wasn't sure. That's why I went with I cut it a couple feet short. We'll have extra. We can use that for splicing a little hole, or if we got a little water low ditch, we can run a strand across there on the bottom of the post to take the space up. What we're going to do though, I'm going to cut this, tie it with these, and we're going to put it on the reel. We're going to put it on this reel here. I found this at Lowe's. It's kind of got handle stuff. I don't know how it's going to work for sure. I usually use these, but they didn't have those. We got these, or we use the geared reels. We're going to try this one for now, see how it works. If this winds up working pretty good, we might take a couple of our couple geared reels, a couple other reels, and we can at least have 3 or 4 of these to set up with. And really, if this works, we might just run them with behind 3 strands at all times, because it's easy if I can do that to bring 3 across as it is 2. Time I got to double and come back and forth. This should save us quite a bit of time and should eliminate them getting out at all. Sometimes a year, we can run 2 strands, but like now, we're hitting the stockpile. We're trying to keep them tighter and trying to make them utilize the grass that we got better. They're not liking it as much, and there's a couple of them getting out, but we're not sure which ones get out, because the time they get out, other ones follow them. And I know a lot of them say, just get rid of the ones that are getting out. But whenever it's a quarter to a third to half your herd, it's kind of hard to do that, especially when we got a pretty good investment in these sheep. Because at the time we wasn't planning on rotational grazing and pasture raising them. We were still lambing in the barn, in the lot. We had to go for higher feed conversion rates, and now we're getting the herd kind of converted over. We've lost several, and we're getting more to where we got the ones that are doing good on the pasture, and we got quite a bit of money wrapped up in these, so we was going to first go for registered, selling registered stock. Our sheep are all registered, which you don't need that at all. It was just the way we was going to go, because our first herd was terrible, so we invested in better stock, and we thought, hey, if we can do this, maybe we can sell a few registered animals out of them, make a little bit more money. And we wanted to go somewhere we knew that had decent stock. We wasn't going to buy from the sale barn and stuff again. There's one of our little rams we kept back. He's found him a girl. Another one just seen him. He's in hot pursuit now. The other ram standing right in there, he's got them breeding somebody. They're going at it. I'm going to finish getting this tied up, and I'll show you the end result here in a little bit. Put it around, tied it in a little knot. There's this little catch back here that should hold it in place. And now I'm going to reel it up. I bought this reel because I thought, man, it'd be handy to have the handle. I just walk and let it go out. I will try to set the camera up, see if we can even get any footage here at all. I don't know if it's going to or not. I will try and roll it up and see how it works. I should have left my post in down there and left it tight for hooking all my wires together, but I didn't. Guess that's just a mistake. I'll figure out more for the next time. Now we're going to try reeling it up. So far it seems to be going pretty good. I don't know why this won't. I don't know if you can see me or not. I don't know why this wouldn't work. It seems to be going really good. And this here is really going to speed things up. Which normally, we won't be using all this. A lot of times we might only be using 100 feet of it. But we got a few spots where we do have some long runs. So when we do, that'll be well worth it. Or if we had to set out several fences and we needed to, we got some spots where it gets pretty long and we got to run them back and forth a lot. If we had to do that, we could just set it up and do it almost like the netting. We could just set up a strip, get another reel out, set up some more, if we had to make a pen like that or something. I can see a lot of uses for this. Mainly I can see this being super handy for here when we're doing stuff and for the sheep and it's saving time. Because right now we're having to run we haven't put one strand down, run back, put an insulator handle on, come back, another insulator handle, go back. There's just a lot of steps to getting the fence put up. So like this, I can see this right here is already going to save us lots of steps. I think the main thing is going to be getting it reeled in together and keeping it all bunched together, coming on and off. Which I don't think it'll be that bad once we get to going, because we'll have more control over it. We must be getting hung up somewhere down here, it seems like. But this is all just a test, experiment, kind of a test and tune thing as we go. This sure was. So I spent $90 on wire last night. So I mean, that's a lot cheaper than $207 for a Gallagher setup. But when we was going to buy the Gallagher set, I was going to have to wind up buying 3 of them, because all the singles were sold out. And Valley Farm, they had some 3-packs still left in stock. So it's going to be like $600 or some, which I think it'd be worth it. But a lot of people said they liked them. A lot of people said they had some trouble stuff breaking on them. That's what they didn't like about it. So if this works, this is going to be just fine. Which I do kind of like this reel here. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm able to sit on my leg and I can just sit on my leg right here, and I can just reel, and there's no pressure on me or anything. Which, another benefit to this is going to be, right now, if we had this out, say we was running 300 feet across there, we're running up the whole 300 feet, which ain't bad on the gear reel, but when we get the regular central cord reel, we're running up the whole thing. So now, we're bringing all 3 at one time. It'll cut it down to a third of the time of reeling wire up, and be a lot easier on the arms. I really wish I'd had the tripod today, because I was wanting to get better footage of this coming together. I'm really excited to see how this works. I think this is going to be a good thing. But we will tell over time. I think this might be a great thing for sheep and goat farmers. Especially cows. We don't need this. Maybe if we had some calves, you know, young calves, we needed to break the fence or something, I could see it working better. But I think most times the cattle, we can get by with 1 strand. They seem to respect the fences a lot better. But I'm really excited about this. I think this is going to be a great thing. This is going to save all kinds of time. So I'm super excited about that. Looks like we got a big wad of mess down here. Oh, shit. Not sure what I done there. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I really wish I'd had my tripod. It'd have been a lot easier to get better footage.